Hello, everyone. I hope everyone's having a good day. I have a really awesome story for my audience, so let's get into it. So, this is about 3 years ago. I applied to move and to be a mover, and I applied. I waited a week, and I end up getting three calls back from moving companies, and I get to choose which one I wanted, and I decided to choose one with where the family members work at. So I choose that one. I lucked out. I went for the interview. I aced it right away. They hired me. I was working like the next day. Um, the when I walked in, he told me what I was wearing was too fancy. He says it's a moving company. He says, but dressing up is good. Don't get me wrong, but he says you're dressing up too classy for this interview. It was like a couple minutes. I said hi to the two bosses, and then he's like, "Okay, what size shirt are you?" He looked at me. He said, "Okay." I said, "Extra large." He's like, "Okay, cool." He's like, "You start tomorrow. Sounds good." He says the one thing he's very stern on is as long as you're here on time, that's all he cares about. And I'm like, okay. I said I can wake up early. He's like, I don't really care how you get here as long as you're here on time, ready to work. That's all I care. And I said, okay, sounds good. Nice to meet you. He says, what's my name? I said, my name. He said his name. It was pretty cool. I was excited. I called my parents to let them know that I got hired right away. And he's like, awesome. They were happy for me. And then from there, the first day was kind of slow because it's the first day. I met the moving team. They all seemed like pretty chilled guys. Um, for the beginning, because I never had any moving experience. This is the first moving job I ever had. They told me that I'll be moving boxes, so I end up moving boxes slowly. Um, of course, you're the new guy, so they're watching you, keeping track of you, asking the boss how the new guy's doing. And I was happy with the results. They said I'm doing actually pretty good. I'm doing a lot better than people they've seen in the past that worked for them. So I was happy that way. That was a basically a compliment on my side. So I was happy, feeling good. I made sure to you know, try to keep a good pace, move and stuff, try to put on try to work the best I can, and it worked out for me. I took a few breaks, but mostly I worked. I normally waited until the guy said, okay, take a break just to be on the good side. Um, and then, when you're on break, you talk with the guys, you get to know the people. They ask questions about you. What type of work experience did you have in the past? You tell them stuff like that. And then they tell me, oh, this is light work, just to let you know. As time goes, you'll notice that the work gets a little more busier and a little more hard working. And I was like, okay, no problem. But if you can handle this type of work, you can pretty much handle everything. At this point, I was like, pretty awesome. Then basically, um, and then the second day, I basically got told I don't go in. I wasn't too sure, and I didn't really trust the guys that were I was working with because I don't really know them. So what I end up doing is they told me not to come in because it says it, and I was like, "Are you sure? Are you sure?" And I came in the next day, and the boss is like, what are you doing here? You don't work." And I said, "I just got to make sure because I just wanted to make sure." And they're like, "The guys told you," and I said, well, I'm just making sure because I don't know these guys and I don't trust them very much. And he's like, you could have just called me from the phone instead of wasting money to come here. And I said, oh, I'm not too worried. It wasn't that much to get here anyways. I live pretty close. And he's like, oh, okay. He thought I spent a lot of money, even though I didn't. But and then he said, okay, I'll call you in like 1 or 2 days and let you know when you work again. And I'm like, oh, okay. And then there was a few times when I guess I wasn't exactly knowing how things work. I was getting used to it. I wasn't sure how it works because I was fairly new to it. So the boss basically kind of had a little bit of slack on me because I was new to it. He said I heard him. He said overall he's a good guy. He's still learning how things work. This is his first type of job working for a moving company, so he's getting used to it. So everyone kind of gave me slack, so that was kind of nice. So I didn't get in trouble because I was fairly new. Um, so yeah, we'd go in the truck, the boss would tell me what group I'm going with. and I would be ready to be able to go to work. I would make a nice lunch. I would pack like good stuff, lot of water and stuff because you're moving a lot. It's like hard. It is hard work. Um, there was I guess it was like pretty much a month into the job. There was one time we had to go up somewhere like I guess a half an hour or 50 minutes away, and that's when the guy told me that the guy that I was with. He told me, just to let you know, this is what it's really gonna feel like. This is one of the hard duty jobs, and I'm like, okay. So we went in, and I guess we were helping somebody move in an apartment building, right? And I guess how they do it, because I guess with apartment buildings, it's a little different than a house. So I guess what I was doing with three other guys, we were loading all the boxes into the hallway, and then two guys that were on the truck would be bringing the stuff down to the truck, and that's how we did it back and forth. But it took so long; it took a couple hours. I mean, it it was pretty brutal, bringing everything back and forth. It gets pretty hectic. It's a very physical job. It's a very good job. I can understand not everyone can do that type of job because it's not for everyone, because you are on your legs for a long period of time. You're using your arms. It's like basically a workout at work. So yeah, it was pretty much hard work, but I mean, it was in the same way you can do decently at it. It could be a good job, but there's a lot of time where you will make money, and there's a lot of time where you'll have downtime where you won't make a lot of money. Because with that type of job, I got told the work gets busy, you get make money, and then there's a period of time where work is very slow, and then you don't make very much money. So it's kind of like you got to learn how to manage your money, basically. If you got to put money away and save it for the time that, work is very slow and you're not making very much money. I have a family member that pretty much worked there for 15 years. So, yeah, so it was pretty crazy. Through that job, you'll find different experience, you'll meet new people, um, you know, and, yeah, so it was pretty cool. We'd even go to different places. Like, you get to visit all different cities. It's pretty cool that way. You get to go and see all different places. It might be like 6 hour. Well, but I never really got to the point. Like, I was fairly new. They normally wait, I guess, until you work a little. Like, I think like 2 years in, I think they start to expect a little more. Like, there's some jobs they do where you're pretty much up, like you're in a different country basically, but they drive there, and the boss pays for a hotel so you can move. There's stuff like that. The pretty cool thing is the boss has those type of jobs have like a warehouse where some people want to keep their stuff in a like a container to ship it out when they move it, type thing. So it's pretty cool that way. So I learned quite a bit, learned a bit of experience. You learn all different sorts of different type of work. It's a pretty cool job. You get a lot of experience. It is very tough. Um, and sometimes the people that you work with can sometimes be a pain in the butt. They can be on your butt a little bit, kind of nitpicking at you, but you kind of just have to learn how to kind of ignore it. They're just, that's just the way they are. Because I dealt with a person that at the work that was, he thought his way was right. Like, he just thought his way was right, but there was different ways of doing it, and every time I do it differently, he would touch my and like kind of move my stuff out of the way, kind of complain about it. And I told other guys about that, and they're like, "Oh yeah, he's always been like that since day one. He even does that to everyone. You kind of just have to learn how to ignore it." I was like, "Okay, true." Um, yeah, and every year, depending if the boss, if the work is very hectic and busy, every year your amount of money can go up. So yeah, it was pretty awesome. Thank you, everyone. I hope everyone can relate. My audience can relate to my story in some sort of way. Would be pretty awesome. I really appreciate it. I post videos every day for everyone on YouTube. Thank you.